The next clip was uploaded by user Danny Donahue. There isn't much information about the clip itself, other than it was taken at an abandoned mine shaft. Danny and a friend were visiting the entrance to the mine shaft, which fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, was closed off with some wooden planks. This must be to keep visitors safe from the dangerous cave. However, it seems that there may be more dangers than a collapsing mine shaft here. Danny films the entire mine shaft, and although there's something definitely creepy about an abandoned location, nothing seems too out of place here. As he's filming through the wooden planks, he films something downright terrifying.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Go.
A huge figure suddenly appears from the darkness. This creature looks to be extremely tall and inhumanely thin, with grey skin and yellow shining eyes. There's no way this is human. Danny believes he has captured footage of a skinwalker here. For those who aren't familiar, skinwalkers are a type of witch from the Navajo culture that are believed to be able to mimic the form of various animals. These witches are thought to be extremely dangerous and often wish to cause harm on others. Could this really be a skinwalker? Probably just some amazing effects work from our friend Danny here. Please make sure to give his channel a visit. And whatever the answer, this was certainly a terrifying capture. This next clip was uploaded by Haunted Forest Monsters. He states that this footage was taken from the security camera at his mother's work. They were keeping an eye on the cameras lately, since some strange sightings had been seen in the building and the adjacent parking lots. The clip was taken on a dark and rainy night when there was no cars or people around. However, movement was still somehow detected. Let's take a look at what the security camera caught.
It comes from up there. Up there. See? It's right there. Yo, what the f***, dude? Just disappears. I know, I see it. Did you lose it?
Around the middle of the parking lot, a ghostly shadow suddenly appears out in the rain. The figure starts walking to the right, and you can almost even make out what appears to be legs. This is truly a humanoid shape. As we stated earlier, the parking lot is visibly empty, meaning there's no way for this to be a reflection or shadow of anyone or anything. The camera turns to keep capturing the spirit as it moves across the parking lot, and then eventually vanishes into thin air. This sighting is definitely strange. The way the spirit moves and seems to walk makes it seem to be more than a water drop or smudge on the camera. But let me know what your thoughts are on this one. The following video was sent by Annette, and she just found it on the paranormal section of Reddit. It is said that it was captured by the security system of user Londo Lance, that kept his recording private for over a year, before now deciding to share it and get critics' opinions of what we could be looking at here. He simply stated, This was captured off of security camera outside my house. Something is trying to get in. Recorded between 2 and 4 AM. Thoughts? Well, let's take a look. There undoubtedly is something entering through the glass sliding door, and the comment section is baffled, since nobody really had a good idea of what is going on here. Do you? Could it have been something on the lens perhaps? Very unlikely according to most comments, since the shadow just vanishes. If anything, it's creepy for sure. The next clip was filmed by paranormal investigation team FrostmareTV, who are based out of Singapore. In this episode, they are visiting an old abandoned farm home that is said to be haunted by a woman who can be seen lurking around the building. Locals think perhaps it is one of the old tenants of one of the homes who isn't ready to pass on yet. Without a direct way into the house, the group decides to climb up on a portion of the roof and try to enter from one of the upper level windows. This is the moment when the cameraman captures this strange sighting. Let's take a look. In the top right corner of the window, a strange white face is peeking out at the ghost hunters. Could this be the same spirit of the woman that is said to haunt the house? After spotting the face, the group jumps down off the roof in fear, and understandably so. Do you guys think this is a true ghost sighting, or perhaps just a hoax? Let me know. The next was forwarded by Sam, who tells me that he came across a really intriguing capture that user Miss New Booty had shared in the paranormal section of Reddit. On first glance, one could think that looks solely odd due to the subject moving a lot. However, that's not the case. Based on the uploader's comments, she states, "I was taking a picture of my daughter, and when I looked back at the picture, I was shocked to see what looks like a creepy face. She looks nothing like the face in the image, and the head looks massive on top of her tiny 5-year-old body. My daughter was telling me of nightmares she was having recently. And maybe this could be the lady she's seeing." Yes, I agree. Pretty hard to say what exactly is going on here. You might think of a double exposure first, but Miss Booty states that she has never seen that girl, that she's not part of any other photos. Also, she swears it has never been edited. Could it be the scary lady from her daughter's dreams? Impossible to know. It's certainly a creepy capture. However, it ended up looking like that, wouldn't you say? Now we will be taking a look at some updates in the Headman haunting. User, my name is Sam, has been documenting this haunting for a year now on YouTube, and many of you will remember him. Sam and his 2 cats have been experiencing paranormal phenomena around their house, and many viewers are saying that they believe the Headman could be the culprit. For those who are unaware, the Headman is described as a dark entity that has stalked human beings throughout history, not merely within a particular society or during a specific time frame. The headman exists in lore, from Japan all the way to the Canadian Inuit people. The headman has been said to paralyze his victims with fear and leave many with a feeling of breathlessness and a large weight on their chest. The first video of the new series that Sam uploaded is quite ominous. Sam can be seen making a phone call, thanking a friend for taking care of his cats for a few days.
Taking Buddy and Jessica for a few days. Yeah, I just gotta get out of this house for a little bit. Yeah, I'm fine. Listen, I gotta get going. I gotta go check into the hotel in about an hour. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
The door slams on its own, definitely strange. Much of the rest of the video is black as the power has gone out, and only sounds of panic and rustling can be heard as Sam prepares to leave the dark house. However, take a look at what he captured at the very end of this video. A large dark entity can be briefly seen looming over Sam, terrifying him before vanishing. It seems unlikely that this shadow could be furniture or anything of that nature, especially given the way Sam runs out of the house in fear. This next video shows the sort of paranormal occurrences that have been happening in Sam's home over the last year. Cabinets banging, utensils falling, various objects flying around the house. Even the cat seemed to get disturbed by the spirit at some point. Although there are no shadow figure sightings in this video, we get a good idea of the terrifying living conditions for Sam and his pets. The next video in the series is actually quite tame for most of the time, and simply features Sam, who's video calling with a paranormal expert in hopes to get some answers or advice as to what has been going on in his home. All seems calm as the call ends, until this happens.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Nobody can help you, Sam.
What?
This is truly chilling if it really was without prompt.
Alexa, what did you just say?
No new notifications.
The final video we will be looking at today was taken while Sam was clearing the snow from his car. Sam places his phone on the dash, leaves it recording, and the following chilling footage was captured. A dark figure suddenly appears in view from within the garage. The entity is entirely dark and it appears that they are wearing some sort of hat, at At the same time, the camera appears to be experiencing some interference. Viewers have pointed out this seems to be the same interference that occurs when a magnet is placed next to a camera. Is it possible that the spirit is somehow causing these strange colors and the high-pitched sound? What do you think of this haunting? We will definitely be keeping an eye on this channel to see any possible updates. Very creepy. Next up is a clip from Mr. List Paranormal that was taken from a security camera facing a family's backyard. The yard backs onto a forest, so they installed the camera in order to keep an eye on any wild animals or trespassers that might come through. Usually the camera doesn't catch much besides the odd raccoon, but one night they were checking the cameras and they saw something unlike anything they had ever caught on camera before. Let's take a look at what they recorded. From the right side of the screen, we can see a huge entity appear out from behind some of the trees. The creature takes a few slow steps and then disappears into the darkness suddenly. Based on the size of the trees around, this creature must be really huge, probably over 8 feet tall. This looks like it could possibly be a Bigfoot or another cryptid, or perhaps a spirit that is manifesting itself as this large entity. Let me know what you think this family caught in their backyard. The next video was sent by Michael, and he told me that he found it in the ghost videos section of Reddit. It was posted by a random user who stated that the man who recorded this was out on an urban exploration in an abandoned school building in his local area. It was midday, so he didn't bring anybody else. After all, why would there be anything scary while it was still bright outside, right? However, as he was strolling through the hallways, he noticed somebody else in the distance. Oh, and please ignore the city screen capture in the beginning. It is pretty unclear what that person was doing there. On first glance, they were just standing there, wobbling around for whatever reason, as if on drugs or medication of some sorts. And what would a person be doing there just like that? The man takes several more peeks, before out of nowhere, there's a person coming around the corner straight towards him, which freaks him out pretty good. Was this one maybe just homeless? The uploader was under the impression that he was there alone at the time, but can we be absolutely sure? I don't think so. What do you guys think happened here? Strange. Maybe he came across a ghost that was bound to this place for whatever reason. Who knows? The next video was sent by Tony, and he tells us that he found this in the ghost sightings thread on Reddit. The uploader states that user Princess Lena87 had a fun evening with one of her good friends. They were simply creating a quick video for their Instagram story and possibly TikTok. Not to mention, there was no other person at the apartment. Yet, Shortly before the recording ended, there seemed to be an eerie and not further identified object popping up behind the head of her friend that couldn't be seen just seconds earlier, and people in the ghost section speculate that it might have been an evil spirit or demon that was closing in on them. Let's take a look. I mean, I get why people suspect something otherworldly is going on here. The lighting situation is not the best by far, but it looks like the face is covered in darkness, and the head appears within a few frames. Unfortunately, the recording wasn't any longer to better analyze it. It's pretty freaky though, especially if the two girls were alone in the apartment, don't you think?